Hello, hello, hello. Guess what? It's time for a Sunday morning little quick trip down memory lane because I did this last Tuesday for T-shirt Tuesday, but I'm going to repeat this process. So while I'm getting set up, what I want to know from you are what things have you seen this week that have been new projects and new project ideas for you. So yeah, I am getting ready. I'm going to show if I can get this to do what it's supposed to do. There we go. The idea here is to repeat this because I showed this to a few people and now they're all asking me about it again. So here we are again. I do have the chat up over here on another computer, so if I'm looking away, that's because I can't get the chat here. This is going out to YouTube, to Periscope, I'm trying to think, Periscope, Twitter, and of course to my people on Facebook, and to the Easy Crafters Craft Room, all at once. So that is something that I'm about to also teach my Couture designers on my team how to do. So they will be learning how to do exactly what I'm doing. And here comes Lewis. He went to say hi. Okay, go. You need to go. He doesn't think he needs to go. All right. So I decided I was going to do something kind of bigger. And then I thought, no, I don't really have time because I have to get to work and monitor some servers soon at the old day job. So we are going to do, and I think I'm just going to do I'm trying to think, which one do I want to do? And I'll probably do this with an overlay kind of thing because of the way these designs are. So what I think I will do, because I have Couture Coral and this current jam, and I think what I'm going to do, I think I'll do the seashell. I think I will do the shell. And probably I might bring in some white. Maybe not. Don't need white because the shirt's white. But these will work. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get started here. So, if you are out there and you're watching, just drop me a note so I know you're there. I know this was just kind of a one-off, but I decided, oh, what the heck, let me do something, because I've been cleaning and organizing, and I'm telling you, I'm getting really tired of cleaning and organizing on my off time. So, just so you know. And of course, those people who are out there in the craft room, I'm going to see if I can pull this up so I can see what you're saying, because for some reason Facebook doesn't allow craft room comments to broadcast out. So I'm not seeing them. There we go. Now I see them. I see Amanda and Lynette and Lynn all out there. I do see you now. So, good morning, good morning. We got Lynn from Tucson is out there. Yeah, Amanda, there's only so much cleaning you can do. After a while, it's like, do I have to clean again? But I really need, because my place is very small. So let's get some Endless Wonder in. And while we're doing this, you guys can let me know what other kinds of projects you have been seeing out there. And let me know what you're doing. I shared that post, and I'm just cutting this up. There are cut lines on these silk screen transfers. You can kind of see them right there. and I'm going to cut them apart. And the thing is, I shared just recently a project to make facial masks for hospitals. They aren't going to be compliant, but at least it's something. And one of my ideas, and if you haven't seen the post, it's on the Easy Crafters page. But if you are wanting to make those and you do not have any fabric available, you can't get to the store, you can't order it online, here's my suggestion to you. Sorry, I have to tell Lewis he has to go. He doesn't think he has to go. Here's my suggestion. Make sure, make sure you can go through your clothes, and Lord knows I have lots of old clothes I haven't worn in years. Go through those clothes and cut them up and use that fabric. They have to be they will be washed in bleach, and you can do that at home. Wash it in bleach before you give it to a hospital. And this is going to become more necessary as we move along. I'm going to put this over to the side because we're not going to use that. I'm going to just do the seashell here. So I'll put this one to the side as well. And because I'm just going to first do this, I'm going to pull out my mat, my ink mat, and this is a sticky surface. You can use it. I don't use it all the time, but when I am actually putting a design on a t-shirt, like one of these transfers, I'll put it underneath just to hold the fabric straight. If you're using cotton cloth, something that doesn't have any stretch, you can probably get away with just laying it on there and it will stay. But when you're using a stretchy fabric like a t-shirt material, it's kind of important. So I'm just trying to get this, let me put this to the side here. And as we're moving along, I want to announce something that's going to be coming to the craft room. In the craft room here on Facebook, what's going to start happening is a weekly mystery hostess party. I decided just to make that weekly. And the details, I can't give them live here in public, but if you are interested and you want to participate in that mystery hostess party, and you know what hostess means, looks like I got a rock or something in there. What the heck? Yep. Sometimes my mats need to be cleaned, and I didn't clean it right before this. I should have. But just to let you guys know, those mystery hostess parties are all going to be within the Easy Crafters craft room. So if you want more information, hop on. You can drop a hashtag mystery down below, and that will get you information on how to get into the group and some information on what it entails. That will be inside the groups shortly. Those of you there inside the group, I am going to come in there and put that out there for you. Okay, so first things first, we're going to put this on here. I'm going to do it, should I do it to the side or dead center? I think I'll do it dead center. So first things first, I'm going to peel my transfer off the backing. Okay, it's a small one, so it's okay to peel it this way. Bigger ones, you probably want to do it down on top of your surface, or a way to do it is peel it like that so that you can hold this down, because you don't want it to stick to itself. But this backing has a shiny side and a matte side. Shiny side and a matte side. And it's the shiny side that we're going to put this back on, because these are reusable. They are absolutely reusable. They have an adhesive on the back. And for those of you that have been following me for a while, you know how I have techniques that I use not to throw things away. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and place this silk screen, and it is a silk screen. I want to make sure you guys understand. You see right there, right in there, that is a silk screen. There's actually a fabric mesh there that we use to keep it going. So I'm going to go ahead and sort of line this up. I'm doing the best I can. Some people would use measuring tapes and be perfect. I'm never perfect. It's just never going to happen. Hey, Crystal, I see you out there. So I've got my transfer down. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this kind of dark color. Actually, seashells are not so dark. Maybe I'll use the pink. It's actually Couture teal, and some people call it pink, some people call it peach. Call it what you want. To me, Couture coral. That's it, coral. It's like an orange pink. So we're just going to open it up. Grab a handy dandy squeegee that I happen to have over here on the side. This squeegee right here. You can see. Here's a size. This is one of the large squeegees. They make it really easy to do this kind of thing. And I'm going to go to mount here. And squeegee it across. Hopefully, while I'm doing this, I'm hoping my bosses don't call me and say, you got to get into work, we need you. Because they have done that before. And unfortunately for them, it was at a time when I did not have, when I had my thing on. All right. Squeegee that on. Okay. Swipe this back in here. I'll put that there, and I'm going to go ahead and close this. And let's peel this off. Now that looks pretty good, just the way it is, doesn't it? It's pretty cool. While you guys are admiring that, I'm going to turn on my heat press. You don't have to use a heat press. You could use an iron. And I need, you know what? I can plug it in, you guys. Give me just a second. I gotta go just toss this in the water so it doesn't, okay. I got that rinsed off. Turn off the fan in the bathroom here. I got this rinsed off. I'm going to move this t-shirt to the side for the moment. Plus my Teflon sheets need to go to the side because I'm going to do a little bit more here showing you guys how to clean this up. I don't usually do that. All right. Plus, yeah, this is one of the things about cleaning. You forget to plug things in, which I did. Didn't realize it until I needed it. Oh yeah, I forgot to plug that in because I usually keep it plugged in. Don't mind me. There we go. I've got it heating. So while that's heating, let me go ahead here and put a little more water on it and grab. Now this is a board eraser and it's pretty messy because I've used it a lot and the cats have been grabbing them again. tell you, you get these and you have cats, they will love them because they think they're toys or something. But I use these to help me clean off my transfers. They work really well and they keep things clean. So this is wet. That's why this is working on here. I wouldn't recommend putting it on there if it wasn't wet. Then I'm going to turn it over because the next part of the process is to wipe this clean. Okay, I am using disinfectant wipes. The thing about using disinfectant wipes, and we had this question in some of the designer groups, hey, what do we do about, you know, lack of supplies? Guess what? I've used this on 3 or 4 projects. You don't, I mean, it's not important for this to be disinfected. It doesn't need to be disinfected the way that you would disinfect your household. Plus, it automatically disinfects itself for a long time. I reuse them over and over. So, and I'm the only one who uses them. So this is my craft supply. And I just put it back in and close it up so it stays damp with the disinfectant. So just, you know, just kind of remember, we're working on crafts. We're not working on food. So this is going to go over here on my fuzzing towel to dry, just like that. So as I'm working through this, and you guys have been answering questions and asking questions, I have another question for you. I do have another question for you. And I'm pulling my ink mat out from inside the shirt because I need to see the ink mat has some stuff on it too. You see that? Now, when you're using your ink mats, the best solution to cleaning these is don't use your disinfectant wipes. You know how I clean these? I just use a little dish soap. Regular old, squeeze it out of the bottle dish soap. You'll see me, well, you guys don't see me, but I just use whatever dish soap I can get at the store, and I clean this that way. Doesn't take a lot, and you clean it off, and you let it dry, and it's all sticky again. So that's how I clean that stuff off and keep my mats clean, which I neglected to do earlier. So the next part of this is to get this a little bit dry. And where did I put I got my heat gun, handy dandy heat gun, which of course is not plugged in. It's okay. I have a solution to that. It's called plug it in. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in and just dry this. Let's move that out of the way. I'll go ahead and dry this, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat set this first before I do the dry brush technique. So, as you guys are watching me, how many of you guys have made t-shirts? How many of you make t-shirts? Notice that this right here, just doing this little thing right here, took me, and that's with me yapping at you and cleaning the transfer and all that stuff. This has only taken me about 20 minutes to do. I'll shut that off. It has to point at the sky and do its stuff. And the next part, I dropped them. The next part is to use, now I use Teflon baking sheets to heat set. You can use parchment paper. You don't have to use these, but these are reusable, so I use them like all the time. And I got this package of them, well gosh, it's like 2018 that I got this in the fall. and they work really well. I've been using them all along without any hassle. They work just fine. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and put this over here, and let's snag. Let me go ahead and put. I'm going to go ahead and put this over on a cloth that's over here because I'm going to use this. I always have problem. I always think about this and then I never do it. I'm going to put the towel underneath here so that it's kind of like a like an ironing board, and hopefully it will prevent the surface from getting too hot. So let me put over this, and just to remind you guys, you don't have to use, I'm going to use this Cricut heat press. You don't have to use a heat press. You can use an iron. 4 minutes one side, 4 minutes the other side. I'm just using this 30 seconds. I'm using 360. You don't have to even use 360. You can use it at 350. I've had other people say, oh, heat it until it melts into the fabric completely. You don't have to. I've never had a problem just doing 30 seconds. And I make lots of t-shirts like this one here. And I make them for my granddaughter who is 5. And if anybody has a 5-year-old grandchild or a 5-year-old kid or any toddler, they know without a shadow of a doubt just how exciting that can be, because their clothing will not stay clean. It's like they attract dirt. So who has a child like that? And I see Lori. Hi, Lori. It's nice to see you here. So I've got my material done so far, and I could stop right here, but I came up with this idea this last week, and so I decided to try it, and I did it last Tuesday during T-shirt Tuesday, and everybody went, wow, I want to know how to do that. So here I am showing you people how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and open up another jar. Remember, I have this sheet under here. I like to keep something between the front of the shirt and the back of the shirt so it doesn't seep through. So here we go. I have some paint brushes. I'm going to go ahead and drop this over here. So I have a paint palette. I have some brushes. But what I'm going to do, and I think I'll use this one because this is kind of small. I'm just kind of letting it dry, cool down a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this in here. Well, actually, I don't need to because that's a different technique, a watercolor technique. And we're not doing watercolor. I forgot what I was doing. I am doing, now I call this a dry brush technique. The idea, and I just use my hand. You don't have to use your hand because you have to clean your hand afterwards. But I use my hand and I brush this across here until it's kind of dry looking. And I'm just going along the edges. Just along the edges. And pulling away with my brush. You don't have to be perfect or anything of that nature. But this is just going to give your project a little bit so it's not looking so flat. And I know my camera is probably a little high for this. Gotta get a little more. So just like this. And for those of you in the craft room group, look for some upcoming kits so that you can do this. You should look for those. If you're not in my craft room group, just type in #VIP here on Facebook and you'll get a message that should give you the link to get in there. And I'm going to go ahead. Just like that. You can just do this as much as you want or as little as you want. And I'm going to call that good. So this has got to go in the water. That will go in the water to get cleaned up. I'm going to close up my inks. Wipe off my hand because number one, and I make this mistake constantly, when I don't wipe off my hand, I end up getting it all over my t-shirt, which I don't want to do. I do not want to do. So I'm wiping it off my hand. I'm going to go ahead and stick that back in there because I will reuse it again. And we're going to put this back on it and heat set it again. Because yes, you can heat set these more than once. So here we go. One more heat set. 30 seconds and we're done. And it will have taken me 30 minutes to do this start to finish with one small transfer and the dry brush. And I dare any of you to tell me that you can do this kind of technique with vinyl. How many of you guys think that you could do this with vinyl? If you can't, if you do vinyl, drop a note down below and let me know. And hey, show me your projects. Drop a list, some pictures of your own projects below that you've done. And there we go. Guess what? It's done. It's done. And I want to remind you guys to go and check inside for the hashtag mystery, because I'm going to be doing weekly mystery hostess parties inside. Helps if I take that out. Inside my, and I'm just going to pull this up so you guys can see it. Tell me what you think. Weekly mystery hostess parties are coming up inside the Easy Crafters Craft Room. It's the VIP group. Hashtag VIP to get in. Hashtag mystery hostess or mystery to get in, to kind of get some of the details and decide if you want to go in. Of course, the craft room is not open to current Couture designers. So with that said, you guys, I want to thank you for all coming here and watching my live, and I will see you probably tomorrow, maybe at 6 a.m., maybe at 6 p.m., or maybe both. See ya.